This thing's not even full and it's chuffing heavy. So I'm going for an alternative. Well, not just because it's heavy, of course. You see, I've never really liked the Cala gas bottle. They just seem outdated. Now, sure, they do the job all right, but there just has to be a better option. So I'm trying this. Oh, that's it. Well, that's the shortest unboxing video on YouTube. That is literally all you get. So you get the canister, do not remove label, use your instructions. It's pretty vague. So, I guess in this video, we're gonna find out how to safe fill. How do you even fill this thing? How much does it cost when it's full? How much does it weigh when it's full? I've got a lot of questions, I need a lot of answers. First and foremost, is it any good? I better get some research done. The SAFEFILL cylinders come in 3 sizes. There's the 5 kg which holds 8.5 litres of gas, the 7.5 kg which holds 14.5 litres, and the 10 kg which holds 19.5 litres. I've gone for the 7.5 kilo cylinder, which is what I'll be basing this review on. The cylinder has a diameter of 31 centimetres and measures 48 centimetres in height. When empty, the unit weighs 4.1 kilos, and when filled to its full capacity of 14.5 litres, weighs 11.9 kilos. Given it's called a safe fill, what exactly are those safe features? Well, the cylinders are equipped with 3 safety devices, the first being a pressure relief valve. This allows excess pressure built up in the cylinder to be released to the atmosphere, restoring safe pressure within the cylinder. So on a hot day, when the ambient temperature rises, so can the pressure inside the cylinder. In this instance, the relief valve would operate, reducing the pressure back to a safe amount. The second is a back check valve. This prevents the release of gas should the valve be accidentally opened or left open after filling. For example, if you incorrectly screwed in the pigtail and opened the tap valve, no gas will be released from the cylinder. Attaching the hose correctly would then allow the gas to flow. Last but no means least is an automatic overfill prevention device. This device is designed to stop you from overfilling the cylinder, leaving around 20% space inside for the expansion of gas. This can be seen here in this graphic of the cylinder. So it's pretty straightforward really. Morrison's haven't got any LPG, so I've had to go somewhere else, albeit not too close to home really. It might be a slightly different pump, it is a bayonet, but I'll only know when I get there. What I do know is that this canister holds 14 litres of gas, but SAFEFILL recommend only filling it to 10 litres on the first fill. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. Right, so first things first, I've got to make sure that the stop tap is closed and in the off position, which it is. Next, I'm going to check that there are any specific instructions to this actual pump. It's a bayonet type, and that's pretty much what I've done the research on, so this looks exactly as I've learnt already. So we're fine, we're good to go. So first things first, I'm going to put the LPG gun onto the nozzle and twist. That's that. Pull the trigger, latch down to lock it, and then we can open the valve. And press the button. So we're only going to fill it to 10 litres for the first time, which is what SAFEFILL recommend. 14 litres for the full capacity, but we're just going to fill it with 10. There we go, just over 10. And close the stop tap. That's fully closed, and then we can release the trigger. Like that. Undo the nozzle and remove it. And there we are, all done. 10 litres of gas. Right, I better go and pay. I've owned this cylinder for over 9 months now, so my thoughts and impressions have been formed over that period, including my knowledge of not only the product, but LPG terminology in general. If you stick around, I'll tell you 5 things I wish I knew 9 months ago. But first, let's take a look at what this cylinder is actually like. So let's start with the aesthetics. The look and feel of the cylinder casing are both attractive and sturdy. Is it possible to say an LPG cylinder looks attractive? I don't know, but it looks smart, and it's also functional because the cutouts on the casing allow you to see the actual composite cylinder itself. This is intentional as it gives you the ability to check how much gas is actually inside. Now, it's not the most obvious process, but by simply placing a torch behind the cylinder, you're able to see the level at which the gas sits. The valve set does its job nicely with an easy to grip stop type clearly marked open and close. Now the price. The SAFEFILL cost me £195 plus postage and packaging, which, let's face it, isn't cheap. But given the cost of FORECOURT LPG compared to exchange cylinder LPG, you are making a saving on the gas each time you fill up. It cost me £14.36 with a price of 98p per litre to fill the SAFEFILL to its full capacity of 14.5 litres. This isn't particularly the best price you can find, nor is it the worst. When it comes to filling, there are a few different types of LPG gun, so learn which your filling station uses and how to use it correctly. It can be a little intimidating, but don't rush, take your time, and if you're not confident or sure in your connection, ask for help. I was a little bit nervous, but after that first time, it was straightforward. When you're able to fully fill the SAFEFILL, it really is quite surprising just how light it feels. Lifting it into the front locker was very easy and fit comfortably. So there we go. When it comes to space, well, there's plenty of room. From the top down, you've got 25 centimetres, and from the front to the SAFEFILL, that's 6 centimetres. So there's plenty of space there. It's not a problem, and it was dead easy to get in. It wasn't a struggle. Obviously, we're different for different people with different front lockers, or it might even go in the front locker. But yeah, fits perfect for us. I'm happy with that. As I mentioned earlier, I have 5 things that I think will really help anyone that has either just bought a SAFEFILL, is thinking of getting one, or has had one for a while. So number 1. You've screwed in your pigtail or regulator and open the valve. Then your heater won't fire up or there's no gas on your cooker rings. This is due to a small amount of liquid becoming trapped behind the back check valve and between the screw valve when you last filled up. This very small amount of liquid can't be compressed when the pigtail or regulator is applied, giving you the illusion that you've applied it correctly. When the tap's opened, no gas will flow because the back check hasn't actually opened. The remedy is to open the tap a small amount as you screw in the pigtail or regulator. This allows the trapped liquid gas to move back into the cylinder and the back check to open freely, giving you gas. Hope that helps. Number 2. Every time you fill up your SAFEFILL to full, always check the actual fill level within the cylinder. The full line is at the top of the highest cutout. You may need to tilt very slightly to see it. If it's some way above this line, my advice would be to not use it and contact SAFEFILL, as there may be an issue with your overfill protection device. 3. You need to shift your mentality when it comes to refillable cylinders. Do not wait for it to be low in gas, or worse, empty before refilling. Fill it whenever you have an opportunity. Presuming there's a forecourt near your gorgeous CL site selling LPG could lead to huge disappointment and a long old drive to find gas. This is the beauty of refillable. You never know. You might find it cheaper near your CL site than it is at your local forecourt. Number 4. What's the reason for only filling to 10 litres on the first fill, I hear you say? The cylinder, when new and empty, will have some inert atmospheric gases inside. When filled, this inert gas will remain in the cylinder, creating extra pressure until it's been effectively purged. So when you've filled up 10 litres of LPG, connected to an appliance and opened the valve, the inert gas will be the first gas to escape, followed by the LPG. Once this inert gas is purged, you can then fill to the full 14.5 litres. Lastly, number 5, use the website Autogas.pp. This gives you live updates on where you can find LPG. It tells you if they have gas in stock, the price per litre, as well as any other information you need to know. It's also an idea to call beforehand to make sure they accept filling user-owned refillable cylinders. To answer this, I need to break it down into two conclusions: the upside and downside of this product, then the thing I know you're all thinking about. First, the upside. In regards to the SAFEFILL product, I think it's brilliant. It lives up to its name based purely on the safety features it's equipped with. Then there's the weight. It's very difficult to not compare this with its steel alternatives, because to say it's just lightweight just doesn't do it justice. But when you say you've got two cylinders very similar in physical size, the SAFEFILL being 5 centimeters wider, the SAFEFILL holds 14.5 litres of gas with a gross weight of 11.9 kilos. And the steel option holding almost 12 litres with an average gross weight of 16 kilos. That's a difference of 4.1 kilos with an extra 2.5 litres of gas in the SAFEFILL. You're getting more gas with a lower gross weight. I love the fact you're able to see how much gas you have left. Don't get me wrong, it would be great if it could be even more transparent, but I imagine that's likely due to the manufacturing process to give it the strength it needs to meet the regulations. Given the alternative as a steel option, I do think it's a positive. What I would like to say is that this isn't composite cylinders versus steel cylinders. These have their own selling points and a very firm place within the leisure industry, but making this reference shows why this product deserves more attention and respect and should have its own place within the industry. With the rise of electric vehicle sales and the want to tow with these vehicles, every kilogram of payload counts, so to have a lighter option is fantastic. Now, I think the only downside to this product is the upfront cost being so high. Obviously, with the cost of gas being cheaper at the pump, you will reclaim that outlay, but how quickly you'll see that return really does depend on how much gas you use. So am I saying that this is by far the best option and that everyone should change to SAFEFILL? No, not at all, not in the slightest, because this really isn't for everyone. There's a massive portion of you watching this video that wouldn't dream of going away without having an electric hookup. There's nothing wrong with that, but in that instance, the little amount of gas you actually consume each year means you're unlikely to get your money back from the initial investment. On the other hand, if you visit 3 or 4 CL sites a year and prefer the off-grid lifestyle, then yes, this is for you for all the benefits I've already mentioned. If, like me, you have a tow vehicle with a low tow bar allowance, then this could also be a benefit to you. However, that's just my verdict of the SAFEFILL product. This brings me to my second part of this conclusion. I can't give an honest review without touching on the perceived attitudes towards user-owned refillable cylinders and LPG availability in the UK, because this really should affect someone's decision as to whether this is right for them. Now, I'm not about to deep dive into the future of LPG in the UK, but with only 1% of cars on the road running on LPG, it's clear to see it's not in huge demand, therefore little incentive for fuel stations to continue stocking pump LPG. Recently, MFG announced they have started to remove gas pumps from their forecourts. Since they now operate Morrison's fuel stations, it will affect them too. Morrison's have for years been a SAFEFILL filling partner, which means finding somewhere to fill your cylinder is made even more difficult. To be honest, the LPG situation in the UK is what it is, and it's not really where my frustration lies. My resentment is with the operators of forecourts with LPG pumps and why they aren't more receptive to the use of user-owned refillable cylinders. Is it safety related, or is it purely a lack of knowledge of the product? A part of me thinks it's the issues they've faced in the past and probably continue to, with people filling steel exchange cylinders using converter kits. Such acts have caused safety hazards, which, as a result, has caused them to be against consumers filling cylinders completely. A document on SAFEFILL's website explains how the Petrol Filling Stations Guide to Managing the Risk of Fire and Explosion, commonly known as the Red Guide, was updated to clear up any confusion over the legality of being able to fill LPG cylinders on UK forecourts. Adding the safety features that are built into a SAFEFILL, I am utterly confused why as a consumer it's so hard to find somewhere to fill up my cylinder. There's a forecourt 4 miles from my front door selling LPG, yet I had to travel 17 miles to find one that would allow me to fill up. You could say, why did I bother? Well, I nearly didn't. But I believe over time, this product will save me money. I just have to shift my mentality, as I mentioned earlier. I do, however, have my own little suggestion that I think would improve the safety of filling a user-owned refillable cylinder on forecourts. When filling my own cylinder, I had nowhere to place it. You almost want to trap it between your legs to hold it still while you get the LPG gun on. You end up holding the cylinder with one hand whilst trying to get the gun on the fill connector with the other, and it just feels messy. All it needs is a strong plastic cylindrical container that's secured to the ground next to the pump, where you can place your SAFEFILL. This holds it in place while you use 2 hands to attach the LPG gun. Adopting this or anything even remotely similar to this would improve the safety of the procedure. And with the current Morrison's policy of visually showing the forecourt attendant your safe fill cylinder, together may give some operators or franchisers a little faith in changing their current stance. What I have learned since the start of this video is that safe fill isn't a better option, it's just a different option. Right, I'm fed up with saying the word cylinder, I'm done, I've said my piece. I hope this helps anyone who already has a safe fill or is thinking of getting one. One last tip, if you've made it this far and you're not subscribed, you really should be. See you soon.